I'm Sandra Dosa. I'm a teacher at Groot Secondary School. I'm teaching Afrikaans and English second language for grade 8 and 9. Groot is one of the communities where most parents do not work at all, or the learners are staying with their grandparents. And that is the reason why most of them cannot pay school fees. The fact that we do not get school fees from the learners, the school do not have any other resources to buy books or overhead projectors or screens or even chalk for the teacher just to write even on the board. Learners do not have enough textbooks. The school only have like 30 books per grade per subject. So the subject teacher keeps the textbooks and hand them out to the learners when she is teaching. The problem is the learners can even not take the books home, even to do any research at home. That is the biggest problem at the school. The school need books, the school need overhead projectors, the school need screens, the school need TVs, because most teachers also like to use the modern technology these days, because then the kids are more interested in listening to their lessons. We have experienced that the learners like videos on YouTube, and some teachers that bring their own personal resources from home to assist their kids in their subjects. Our kids do also not have even smartphones where they can go do research on. They are only relying on things that the teachers can provide them for them to answer any homework even they are getting to do at home. Their parents also don't even have smartphones or tablets or anything else for them to help them to do their homework.
My name is Mr. Vilo Nailenge. I'm a teacher at Groot Secondary and I teach history grade 8 to 10. Okay, at Groot Secondary, we normally have challenges, either learning or teaching. For learning, learners actually can't get access to information, and teachers also can't get access to information for the teaching purposes. Because Groot is in Windhoek, mostly the libraries that are available here, they are few. And most of them, they are in Windhoek. So when you give a learner a project or something, or critical investigation, they have to travel to Windhoek, and that is costly. So normally kids, either you give them a project, they only use what is available, either newspapers, but other sources are not there. As for teachers, again, you can't recommend kids to go read a certain article, or you can't recommend any book that's related to your subject, because those books are not available in our community or in our school premises. Yes. One of the factors, again, or the negative factors in our school is the reading. Learners are struggling to read because there are no books that can encourage them to read more. So those are the main factors that are influencing also our academic performance at our school.
Hi, my name is Leonardo, my surname is Sako. I am 14 years old and I am a learner at Groot Secondary School.
My name is Angelina Comases. I am in grade 10 and I am 15 years old.
My name is Peter and my surname is Gila. I am 14 years of age and I go to Groot Secondary School.
My name is Dangra Okoses and I'm in grade 8A.
Groot Secondary School doesn't have a lot of resources of books. So we as learners are sharing those books in order to do our work and to read. But sometimes kids don't have enough time to read or to write because the books are very limited here, so we have to share.
We have a shortage of books that we can read and to gain more knowledge. And we often don't have time or like a space where we can study, and we don't have the resources to go back to after like we had a teaching, and then you can go back to the library to get more information. We don't have that at our school.
I think the current struggles that our school has is it has a limited number of resources of things that learners should actually read, or because our school is also having a lack of children not being able to read. But let's put that aside, because there are other stuff that children should be able to look up, and if we get a project or a history assignment or assignments, then it is really difficult to look for information. So now our school is having a struggle of resources. So this is basically affecting everyone in the school, and it's really difficult.
The kids are facing, some kids are not having books and they are.
Good afternoon, my name is Isaac de Groot and I'm the principal of Groot Oak Secondary School. The majority of our learners at our school are vulnerable, OVCs, orphans and vulnerable children. Many of them stay either with grandparents or with single parents. And they are coming from a very, very poor background, and they don't have, most of them don't have access to information. A number of our learners, especially in grade 8, they lack literacy skills. They cannot read, they cannot write. Those are the main challenges we are facing at our school. The lack of resources like books, computers, etc. makes it difficult for our teachers to exercise their duties. It makes teaching and learning very difficult in the classroom. Many of our learners share textbooks, and when they are given tasks, projects for continuous assessment purposes, many of them, they don't do the homework, they don't do those tasks and those activities. And it makes the work of teachers very difficult. It creates unnecessary disciplinary problems, tension between teachers and learners, not because the learners don't want to do the homework, but they don't have access to those resources. Having such resources, if every learner can have a textbook, if every learner can go to the library and have access to books, to the internet, each one of them, I believe, the attitude will change, teachers' attitude will change, there will be teamwork between teachers and learners, and it will make things so much easier for all of us.
Hi, my name is Valencia. My surname is Officers. I am currently employed at Groot Oak Junior Secondary School as an institutional worker. I have 2 kids that I have enrolled at the school currently. What we are experiencing as parents currently at the moment in Groot Oak and in the community is that most of our kids are very distracted by the outside, the music that is playing a lot, and most of the town is actually full of shebeens and they are being distracted. Sometimes we are struggling to let them do homework or study at home, and sometimes they are also distracted by friends. They are having a they are getting bad influence from the friends, because most of them, they are also just on the streets, and it's very difficult for us to cope with them, or sometimes just to tell them that they have to go do their homework or sit with their books. So that is actually the challenges we are really having, because the friends they are getting involved with, most of them are not going schooling kids, school dropouts, and then they are like mingling with these kids, and that is the problem we are facing with. Our kids are too much on the streets and in the bus. Yes, also, and as parents actually, because of this distraction and being with wrong friends on the street, we could really like to have a library at the school, because at the home where we are or at the places, sometimes we don't have the facilities, the resources, enough books. Sometimes we don't also have phones, because nowadays we have smartphones whereby we go on social media, we Google, we have that sort of things where we got information. But most, because this is a rural place, it's the outskirts of Windhoek, 60 kilometers south of Windhoek. So we are struggling a bit as parents, because we don't have a safe place for our kids to have time for their books, for their studies, and the resources. The facility is limited, and it's quite a challenging process for us parents to cope with our kids because of the facilities, because of the time. And it will be a very good thing for us to have a library at school. They will have enough varieties of books, they will have enough information, they will have enough time to study in a safe place, to have their studies, and also be away from friends that are distracting them. So we will be really very happy for our kids to be in a safe place whereby we know they will spend most of the time having their books in front of them.
Mijn naam is Sofia. Ik blij op Groot ook. Ik is een pensionaris. Maar ik heb 2 kinderen naar school gaan. Maar ik wil hen helemaal leren. Ik zorg alleen met hij, piggy, maar ik wil hen kennis met hard leren. En uit die pad uit, niet uit die pad, niet uit die straat uit. Laat hulle toch kan mooie plek krijgen en leren. Want bij die huis heeft ons niet een ordentelijke plek laten. Je kan zitten en leren. Want omgeving is daar bijna muziek wat je toch niet kan leren. Want mensen spelen ons bijna muziek hard en kan niet mooi leren. En dat is het probleem wat ik heb.
Good morning. Goeiemorgen. Kijk was. Yes. Yes, I'm Mr. De Groot, the principal of Groot Oak Junior Secondary School. In fact, we are now a secondary school, Groot Oak Secondary School. Now, I'm not a politician, but I will try my level best to observe the protocol. So allow me to acknowledge the presence of our Councillor, Honorable Pete Adams, representatives of our Commerce Regional Management, representatives from Footsteps for Africa and our main donor who is also with us today. But despite that, I think it is very important for us never to forget to acknowledge who made this beautiful day possible for us, our Heavenly Father.
So my name is Austin Cameron. I am the CEO and founder of Footsteps for Africa. We are based in the US. I actually just arrived in Namibia from the US last night, so it's been less than 1 day. I started Footsteps for Africa in 2010. Before then, I came here as a student researcher, studying the Himba and the other tribes of the north. And after I came here, I fell in love with Namibia. And more than that, I fell in love with a lot of the communities of children that we, as students, saw. And we developed within ourselves a desire to want to help many of the schools and many other communities of children that needed assistance. I have an incredible team on the ground. You heard from your principal about Miss Jordania Ndima, who is our Namibia country director for Footsteps for Africa, and I could call her my business partner. She is incredible with what she has done with this project and every project that we have done, and I'd like to give a special round of applause for her. Thank you, Jordania. I am truly touched. I really must tell you, your principal, the leaders, your community leaders, this is such a warm and loving community. And I'm so happy to be here and to have supported you in the initiatives that you are already doing. This is just a piece of support in a larger mission, clearly, that your school and leaders have been doing for 2 decades, or a few decades now with this school. I'd like to imagine a scenario, if you will, with me. Imagine a scenario with me. Imagine that right now you are taken away. You are driven over to a courthouse. You are taken before a judge and you are put on trial. When you arrive at the courthouse, you find out what you are accused of. What you are accused of is helping others in their moments of greatest need. If you are accused of this, think, would you be found guilty? Is there enough evidence in your life to show a jury that you should be convicted of such a charge? For everyone in this project, this library and resource center would be Exhibit A of evidence for their trial. This includes the Footsteps for Africa team, including Jordania, as you have mentioned, our wonderful primary sponsors for this project, Tiara and Alan Salzman out of Los Angeles, California, your government and education leaders, all the leaders of, and our entire Footsteps for Africa support team. You'll see many of them with the Footsteps for Africa shirts. All of them contributed to making this a successful project. Now, your school and Namibia as a whole would be found guilty of putting a priority on education, evidenced by the fact that Namibia is in Africa ranked in the top 10 education systems. Projects like this one are not possible without the support and the sacrifice of everybody involved And it's truly an example of us just meeting the government and your current education system halfway in furthering, in further helping Namibia's most important resource, which is you, its children. I'm really happy to see that this project directly supports so many of the commendable initiatives that your school and Namibia as a whole are currently doing, such as establishing a culture of reading with your national literacy program and ICT initiatives and your 4IR strategies. At the same time, while it supports these initiatives that are ongoing, this project does not come from policy. It comes from passion and it comes from love. I want you to understand that it's because I truly have a love for you and for the need to want to help those students who are already helping themselves. You are doing so much to sacrifice for your education. Your school and your leaders have such a passion for you, and it is so humbling to see how much they truly love you. I feel so much love for you as well. This is truly a project of passion. And in addition to the charge from your leaders to take advantage of this library, I also hope that you will recognize what this project represents by way of the love that we have for you and our desire to make Namibia and the children of Namibia more successful in their education. I hope that you take this and spread that love in the ways that you can spread that love. At the end of your lives, when you approach this proverbial court of good deeds and you are on trial and you are accused of loving your fellow man, you are accused of helping those in the moment that they need your help the most, please continue to use this library and see it as an example and an inspiration to do what we are trying to do for you, which is just to help through the love of our heart do something that to further your education and inspire you to make a difference in your country. I thank you so much for having me. I feel the love that you have within this school, and especially from your principal, and I wish you all the best in using this wonderful library to its fullest. Thank you.